Mhm. Hello, everybody. So, today we are building Zard X. And for those of you that are saying I got bribed, I didn't get bribed. It was not a bribe. Zard X was already on my list. I simply moved it up on what was already going to happen, which is not a bribe. Also, I gotta call it thank you. I will say thank you to this stream is done in honor of something or other. The top donor by probably 10 times on this channel. Although something or other, much as I love you, I gotta hate on you a bit here, decided to put in the chat a take. Zard X and Y should have also had Dynamax forms. So it did have a Gmax form, but I imagine you mean it needed a Y and an X one, which is just crazy. Something or other thinks Nintendo needs to give Charizard more love, which is just the absolute wildest opinion I've ever heard. But anyway, that take aside, we are doing Zard X today. We are obviously going to run Blaze as the standard ability. We really do not want to be getting hurt when we switch into a Zard Y, which realistically might happen. As for the archetype, I'm probably going to go with a balance. There are a couple routes that I could see this team going. So one, belly drum screens HO, right? That's always an option. Zard is Zard. You can always do that. Then there is the DD Roost EQ Blitz plus Feeny plan. Protects it from status, and that's pretty cool. It's a core that saw some usage back in the day, and I think for good reason. And then there's the SD Roost D-Claw Blitz plan. So, Blaze. Anyway, yeah. So we're going to run SD, Flare Blitz, Roost, and Dragon Claw. I think this is the most consistent set. In my personal opinion, it's the most consistent set. I haven't used Zard X in a while, but I got some advice from a friend, and they were like, yeah, this is the move. So, bulky offense sub Roost Zard X. Sub Roost doesn't seem very good to me. I feel like SD Roost is the best, because it just breaks. Why not DD3 attacks? I don't think DD3 attacks is very good. I think Roost is really, really nice on this Pokemon. So, what archetype does Zard X? So let's get this down. Let's do whenever we have a breaker. Zard X is walled by. Let's get that down. I think Alomomola is always worth mentioning. Let's check, because let's get into this. So this is NatDex. Oh, we don't need to check usage stats. What am I talking about? Mega X. And we've got Alomomola there. Okay, so let's see. +2, we're two-shotting, but we get poisoned, which is really, really bad news. So, Alomomola, opinion on Blaze Kick. Does this thing get Blaze Kick? We're not going to run it anyway. We're still going to run Flare Blitz, for sure. It's always, the Flare Blitz is always the move on this. Maybe if it got Heat Crash. Oh, it does get Heat Crash, but I don't know how fat this thing is. Heat Crash could be interesting. Let me check this. Let's check some big ticket items. I feel like Charizard's just not that heavy. Yeah, that's really not good to be hitting Landorus Therian that week. Yeah, Charizard seems like a bit of a lightweight. Yeah, and if it's hitting Lando like that, it's gonna hit Ting Lu for Pebbles as well. Yeah, we're not running Heat Crash. Okay, so yeah, we're definitely doing Flare Blitz as our fire step. So yeah, Alomomola, Toxapex, Tapu Fini. What else? Yeah, someone mentioned. Yeah, was there something else? Moltres. Moltres kinda. Yeah, like Fizz Def Toxic. But how many Moltres run Toxic? Let's check that, because I don't want to add Moltres to this list if it really isn't an answer at all. Toxic's on 11% and Moltres is on... What's Moltres usage? 5%. So it's going to be on like 1 in 200 teams. We'll see a Toxic Moltres. I don't think we can... Now watch us run into Toxic Moltres immediately, but I'm going to take Molt off the list. Because realistically, if you look at Moltres, like it's not liking these Dragon Claws one bit. And that's a defensive one. Probably Spadef is just like dying. Or pretty close. Yes, Spadef is dying, so... Let's see. Oh, and we go Jolly Max. Obviously, we're not running Adamant. This is a really important speed tier to hit, and to do anything else other than this would be just really foolish. So we're absolutely going to go with this. Okay. Heatran, yeah, good point, Heatran. Heatran, let's see, are there any others? Diancie, kinda. Whoops. Let's see, kinda. Like, it can't really switch into a Flare Blitz very well. Like, at all. But it can. It's sort of a limitation. Let's see, what else? Gliscor. How much is a Fizz Def Gliscor taking from a +2 Flare Blitz? Oh, that's looking good. Yeah, Gliscor is not really walling. Like max Fizz Def, which is pretty rare. Mega T-Tart? No, Mega T-Tart does not wall me. What are you talking about? Look how much this thing's taking from Dragon Claw. No, like Mega T-Tar's taking loads from D-Claw. We're not killing it after an SD, but there's a very big difference between that and walling. We're looking for Pokemon that can consistently come in. If just because it doesn't die to +2 does not mean it's walling us. Primarina, is Primarina like a thing? Primarina's an RU, guys. Let's check the NatDex VR. I could have sworn Primarina was like actually higher ranked than Fini. Let's see. I thought I saw that. I'm not seeing Fini or Primarina. Okay, yeah, Primarina's C+. Apparently Primarina and Fini are the same viability, but let's see if Prim gets any usage. Primarina's at 1.2%, but also it kind of low-key doesn't wall Zard because it doesn't have any recovery, and +2 Flare Blitz actually kills. Like, has a good shot to kill max HP. So I'm not really going to count Primarina as a wall. It actually, like, kind of doesn't. Yeah, Prim gets shredded by Flare Blitz. Zamazenta switches in once, but it doesn't actually wall. See, you guys, we're thinking long-term here. It's not, this is going to be a balanced team. Zard X is not going to be, I could see SD working on like screens. I could see it, but that's not the plan. The plan is we're going to go with a more balanced archetype. And you want to ask yourself, what's going to wall long term? Can Heatran switch in multiple times? Yes. Can Primarina switch in multiple times? No, not really, like once. Primarina switches in once and it doesn't the next time. Pax, Alo, Feeny, Heatran. These are Pokemon that can switch in many times. Even Diancie, I'm considering taking off the list, and there's a reason I put kinda. We're looking for Pokemon that wall long term. Okay? Wouldn't you want a DD so it can outspeed and kill Mega Latios? Yeah, but you don't get everything you want. I'd also like Substitute to prevent hazard status, and I would like Earthquake to hit Toxapex and Heatran. But you got to make decisions, and I think Swords Dance Breaker is going to be more consistent long term. I think it's going to be more consistent, but we can consider DD as well, and we might switch it out. And some people in chat talking about Hisuian Arcanine. I do not think in a tier like NatDex we can support 2 low defensive utility fire type breakers like that. Slowbro is not walling this thing. No. Like IDEF Mega Bro is, but no, like D-Claw is doing 70, or like 60 to 70 at +2 to a max def bro. And Slowbro's usage is not high. Slowbro. Yeah, well, actually, it's like 3%. That's not terrible, but it's not super high. Oh, Dozo. How could I forget Dondozo? Yeah. Dondozo for sure. Dondozo's not, I don't think, super high usage. What is it at? Yeah, 1.3. So not super high usage, but you see Dondozo. It's around. So I was looking at some possible teammates. And you see I actually wrote it out before the stream started. One I was considering is Hatterene and Terapagos. Because in general, I think the first thing everyone has to think about when they use a Charizard is hazards. Hazards are a huge deal. Someone's saying I should drop Dragon Claw for Dragon Rush. I do not want to go to the casino. Thank you, Big Aaron, for the $5. I've come up with a mono type of dragon team. Was thinking of using Charizard X. Thanks for the content. My pleasure. Guys, thank you so much for attending. Oh, and remember to like the stream. Okay. So, with these threats in mind, is there anything that really jumps out? One second. Okay, I now have a box of tissues beside me. It's been an unfortunate day for my sinuses. Sorry, let me just... Now my... Okay, so let's talk about some removal options. Possible team members. I think the first thing we want to think about, we need really good removal. So team needs, let's discuss this. So, because we're running balance. Archetype is balance, and that's the dangerous thing. NatDex balance, not so good. Not so good at all. So team, or let's say wants. Team wants good removal, priority, speed, pivots that bring in food for Zardex. That's important. Yeah, so okay, let's address this next. A lot of people saying Wellspring looks great because it beats all the things that Zardex doesn't beat. Now, we might add a Wellspring. Wellspring does look pretty good. And it would make a really brutal breaking core, the two of them together, just smashing everything on the physical side. It really would. However, the problem is that both of them are fairly low defensive utility, not that fast breakers. Usually you can only afford to support one of them per game. So, you know, it's like, can I afford to support two hazard weak, slow breakers with low defensive utility? In a tier like NatDex, I doubt it. I don't think we're going to be able to fit a Wellspring. Also, this Linda person, weren't you the one that also like forgot last time that you can't run multiple megas on a team? I'm pretty sure you were the one last time. Please stop spamming chat. I see Tusk. Yeah. Obviously, we're talking about removal. Tusk is a possibility. There are other Pokemon, though. There are Defoggers. There's Gliscor. There's Lando. You know, there are other Rapid Spinners. There's Terrapagos. There are options like Hatterene and Cinderace for hazard control. So, please stop spamming Tusk in chat. I'm not going to forget about the existence of Great Tusk. I absolutely promise you that. And then there's Iron Treads for removal as well. So, yeah, please stop spamming chat. Okay. So, yeah, we want good removal, priority, speed, and pivots that bring in food for Zardex. I think that's pretty much the list of desires. And then obviously solid breaking core to support Zardex. So we need some way to beat Stall. And that's troubling because Zardex on its own doesn't really get the job done. It I'm wondering if Slowbro would be a good potential partner. But I don't know if Slowbro brings in the right Pokemon is the thing. It brings in some good Pokemon, for sure. It does help deal with the ground weakness that Zardex does not enjoy. Yeah, but I'm trying to think if we should, because we absolutely need good removal and we need a good breaking core. So we can maybe tackle them kind of both at the same time. Gliscor I like, because I feel like a lot of Pokemon that annoy Zardex, if we look at this, like this list, like Heatran in particular, but even stuff like Pax Aloe, Gliscor switches in so well to Pax Aloe. And because it can just come in and like protect and, you know, not worry about status or anything. So I feel like Gliscor does a lot for our team, like a defog Gliscor. My personal favorite set when I run this is Protect, Defog, EQ, Toxic. I think this set's pretty darn good. So I could definitely see that. Somebody asking if there are any other notable Magic Bounce Pokemon other than Hatterene. So yes, unfortunately 2 of them are Megas. So if we look at Magic Bounce, or 3 of them are Megas. There's, you know, Diancie, Sableye, Absol. Xatu is pretty much only good on some niche stall teams that don't want to use Mega Sableye, which is like almost no stall teams. Mega Sableye is great. So it's basically only Hatterene. But Grassy and Electric Seed Calm Mind Espeon with stored power can be pretty funny as well. So, you know, that's always out there. It's always an option. Someone recommended Thunderous Tea. So guys, here's the problem, right? With Thunderous Tea breaking this. And this is something that I think I have to go over every time, but it's okay because it's important. We'll go over it again. What happens when you have your Thunderous Tea in against a Pex? They switch. They're not going to be like, oh, darn, you got me. I guess I've got to leave in my Pex for some reason and die to your Thunderbolt, and then your Zardex will sweep my team. Shoot. You pesky so-and-so. No. They're going to switch. And then, okay, well, so much for the breaking core. You've got to create Pokemon that force damage. For instance, Slowbro here with Future Sight. What that could do is that could allow Zardex to get up an SD so that Olo couldn't switch in. Olo, Pex, those Pokemon, Dondozo, right, couldn't switch in on the turn that Zardex clicks Swords Dance. That's kind of the thing that a Slowbro would do with Future Sight. So it would allow you to get up another SD so Olo and Pex would no longer be an answer. It would chip Feeny. It would chip Dozo. So that's a case in which, you know, Slowbro here is an actual breaker, actually develops the breaking core. A Thundurus just adds another frail, very difficult to support, hazard weak Pokemon that doesn't actually deal with things. Because you look at this list, does Thunderbolt look great? Absolutely. Thunderbolt looks great. Who in a million years is just going to leave in their Pex and Olo and Feeny to die with Thunderbolt? Nobody. Nobody's going to do that. NP Thundurus force damage? No. Yeah, but not on any of these Pokemon. If your Thundurus is killing Toxapex and Olo, your opponent has already lost the game because they're out of walls, evidently. So we got a recommendation for a Starmie with Flip Turn, Recover, Rapid Spin, and Thunder Wave. Problem is that is so easy to spin block. Like any Ghost type, and we're never getting removal. Sandy Shocks gets value, right? Or am I tripping? You're tripping. This is a tier with no Terra, and there's a Gliscor and Landorus. Sandy Shocks is never getting value. You should not use Sandy Shocks in this tier. Yeah, ever. Pretty much. I mean, Sandy Shocks. Let's check. Can you run Hidden Power Ice? Did they give everything Hidden Power? They didn't give it Hidden Power, so no. You should not run Sandy Shocks under any circumstances. Does it get Weather Ball? Yeah, no. Don't run Sandy Shocks. But did I copy this team already? Let's see. I did. Okay. Because I wanted to I wanted to, you know, think outside the box here. I could see double removal being good here. I'm absolutely not opposed to double removal. This will be a team. We do want hazards, but I think it'll just be rocks. Yeah, just SR setter. We're not going to go full hazard stack. I don't think we need that, and I don't think it'd be good here. At least if we run a defogger. Maybe spikes if we have a spinner. But you really don't want to run defog plus rocks and spikes. It can be okay if you've got Pokemon that don't mind running spikes and don't really want other moves. Yeah, Galarbro, yes, Galarbro does get teleport. Nothing to be sorry about, the fresh Resh. I'm just being a hater. Yeah, don't worry. We'll change the Gliscor ability later. I won't forget. I might forget, but but don't worry about it now. Okay. So let's see. We want something that's going to bring in Pokemon that Zard likes to deal with. What does Zard like to be in on? Zard likes to get in on Corv, Clodsire, Ferrothorn, Goldengo, Kartana, kinda, sorta, King Gambit, no, it's too strong. Melmetal, yeah, there's one. Raging Bolt, yep. Scizor. Glowking, yeah, I'll say Glowking. And Volcarona. And various slow Pokemon that are chipped and such, but we don't really need to make special mention for those. What are some pivots that are going to bring these Pokemon in? Let's take a look at our options. Let's start with Flip. We'll go with U-turn because that'll have a ton of things, but we'll do that later. We'll start with Flip turn. Yeah, Mola looks fine. Probably not. I feel like I'd rather go Slowbro than Mola. But, well, I mean, it's a NatDex balance. You should never disregard Mola. And we can't really run. None of these other ones look very good. Volt Switch. I mean, there's Coco. Coco kind of brings in some of these. About half. Coco brings in about half. Scizor brings in about half as well. Yeah, about half. Yeah, Mola does keep Zard healthy, which is good, but I'm still a little iffy on Mola. I feel like Slowbro just helps more. I feel like Future Sight is big for Zard. Okay, let's take a look at our U-turners. Team archetype is balance. Balance / bulky offense. Probably more of a balance. U-turn Blaziken is funny. Yeah, I think Coco deserves some consideration as well. Coco does bring in a lot of special walls, which I like. Zardex can come in and take advantage of those, which is good. It also brings in things that they both kind of hate, though, like Tinglu, Treads, you know. Why does it like Clodsire? Because this. Your Flare Blitz is doing like 80. You basically kill Clodsire in one hit. And yes, and yeah, Flare Blitz does more than EQ, by the way. SD Scale Shot, does it get that now? It does get Scale Shot, so we probably ought to consider that, eh? I didn't realize that. SD Scale Shot might be the move. I had no idea it got that. On one hand, I kind of hate it because it's inconsistent. On the other hand, you know, that's pretty good sweeping potential right there. Oh dear. I fear we have to do it. I fear we must. That's pretty cool. No, because it's not contact. So it doesn't get Tough Claws. So no, we're going to go with D-Claw. Yeah, forgot about Tough Claws. I don't think we do that then. It was a cool idea, but it's going to be way weaker than D-Claw because of Scale Shot. Because of Tough Claws. Tough Claws is a contact-based ability. Yeah. I'll run it on Mega Garchomp, but I don't think it's the right move on Zard. We will do another Mega Garchomp stream, by the way. I absolutely love that Pokemon. So cool. Slowbro Mola Coco. You know what else actually could be fun? You know what else could be fun that I think might work well with this is a Coco ival core. I feel like this could be kind of cool. Because this kind of, they chip a lot of the same things. I think they put pressure on a lot of the same things, and this gives us speed. So I think this is a core very much worth considering. It's just so tough at the beginning because I'm just not sure at all which direction I want to take this team into. If I had more time, we'd just try them all, but I gotta sleep because I have work. Rotom Wash, some individuals in favor of Rotom Wash. It does do a fair bit of what it brings in about half. There seems like there's no like golden pivot here that's going to do everything we want and everything we hope. But let's try Gliscor, and then we can shift to a more offensive team with like Coco, ival later. Why am I sleeping on Water Pond? Because we can't support Water Pond. We might, we might add it later, but I doubt we can support Water Pond. So, okay, we got a Gliscor. We're definitely, I think, going to go Spadef on this. So I think enough speed for Raging Bolt is actually, let's go enough speed for Modest Heatran. I feel like that's probably the smart move here. So we'll go 254, which I think is pretty good. And then we'll go 244. Spadef. So we're going to run a special Gliscor. Normally I wait till the end to put in sets, but I think it's pretty relevant here that we go special score. And I would kind of like to try even more hazard control. Part of me wants to go with like a Hatterene. But yeah, I think this Gliscor just fits really well with Zard, and a lot of the things Zard struggles to answer defensively, Spadef Gliscor does super well against. Like Diancie, for example. Diancie, yeah, because that Moonblast, oh, that's actually like doing it kind of a ton, but we still kind of do pretty well against Diancie, all things considered, which I like. And we can switch in and defog too. So I think this is a really solid starting core for a bulkier team. I like these two. I think this is what we're going with. And of course, EQ plus, defog is good with special defense investment, good for Goldengo. Maybe double removal. I'm not totally comfortable with this. We might end up a bit too weak to Goldengo hazard stack, especially with Gliscor not being the fastest thing in the world. But we'll see how it goes, and we'll see how the rest of the team ends up going. Now that we have removal and a ground type that's pretty good, I think we want to focus in on the breaking core, and it's looking even more like we want Olo or Slowbro. A physical bulky water looks really nice here. I'm inclined to say Slowbro, honestly. I feel like it's going to do more for our team. And with running Gliscor and Zard X, we're already looking Wellspring weak, so I don't really want to have a Pokemon that's stopped by that. So I think we're going to go with the Slowbro here. Teleport, Future Sight, Scald. We can wait on the last, and we might like Tech Trick Room. We might do all kinds of wacky stuff in the last slot, but let's just get a FizzDef Slowbro down. We know it will be that. We definitely know it will be that, so we can get that down. I think this is a solid starting core. Slowbro, Gliscor, it's a classic. This team, to me, looks like it's screaming for a Ferrothorn. Actually, Diamond Storm is going to do more to Spadef Gliscor, won't it? It's going to do quite a bit. No, actually, not really that bad at all. Yeah, that's honestly still fine. Gliscor's fat. Yeah, and there's a knock absorber in Gliscor too, which is great for Slowbro as well. That's hype. Everybody loves Slowbro. We could run Colberberry Bro, probably Boots, but we can wait till the end to figure that out specifically. I also like, so this gives us just a really nice pivot, which opens up a lot of the fast Pokemon we could potentially run. Like Slowbro Coco really likes Slowbro as a partner, which is great too. Also, guys, viewership's doing great. Please like the stream. Let's set a record. We're tracking to set a record. Usually building portion doesn't get this many views. Yeah, but this team, it's really liking Pharaoh right now. Pharaoh gives us a rocker. It gives us a specially defensive wall. It gives us a fairy answer. Pharaoh does so much here. Grass immunity. Coco answer, like answer to, HP Ice, Raging Bolt answer. Pharaoh also really likes that Zard X is... Yeah, Pharaoh just seems so good here. Honestly, this is like... I'm pretty sure this is a kind of a time-tested core, these three. I feel like I recall seeing them around. Yeah, this looks pretty good. So now we need speed. So let's look at our wish list. Good removal, kinda. We'll see if it's good enough. Priority, speed, pivots, solid breaking core. We're good on breaking core. We are now at the point where we need remaining. We need speed and ideally priority. Also Z user, we could just go like Psychium Z Slowbro or something like that, but it'd be good to have a good Z user. Instead of Pharaoh sub Leech Kartana. Kartana does not get Leech Seed, I don't think. Yeah, Cheezers would have used it if it could. Me included. Body Press, yeah. Body Press Colbert is definitely a classic set on Slowbro. So far, this is a Gen 16. Interesting. I mean, hey, good Pokemon are good Pokemon. I don't know what to tell you guys. But yeah, we need offensive Pokemon right now. But let's make a we lose to list. Zard Y, the classic. Everybody loses to that. Dragonite, kinda. Do we want secondary removal? We want secondary removal. But, you can't always get what you want. So we'll have to pick our battles here a little bit with what we want and what's achievable. You know what I could see working here is actually a Blissey. Thank you, Mr. S, for the £2. Appreciate it. Please nickname Charizard Gouging Fire Jr. Nah. This is Gouging. Gouging Fire is Charizard X Jr. Garchomp, true. Garchomp does look annoying. SD Garchomp looks annoying. Let's check, how much is just Charizard base form? Probably too much, right? Yeah, it's taking too much. So we can't just recount on our base form Zard for helping us out there. It's going to be a tie if it comes in. I know you can't wish port. It would just be port if I added Blissey. At what point? At this point, the team would become Zardex semi-stall if we add a Blissey. Exactly. That would be the idea. So let's see. SD Chomp. Gliscor is fine. SD Gliscor is pretty bad. Goldango is pretty bad. Yeah, Goldango is pretty bad. We can't really switch into that. Keytran we're okay against, which is cool. Ival I think we're okay against. It's a little dodgy, but let's say Ival kinda. Specs is a bit rough. Mixed is a bit rough as well. Have you tried Rising Voltage and Megamanectric with Coco? Yes, I have. Kyurem kinda. Sort of depends on the Pharaoh set, but yeah, Kyurem's not fun. Melm, I think we're fine. Lopunny, I think we're fine. Wellspring, kinda. Because it does run superpower often, which is the tough part. No, we definitely don't go Core of Bliss last. We need speed in the last one of the last few slots. Coco, we're fine. Lele, we're fine. Terapagos is actually a nightmare. Hammerot, yep. Is that in OU even? Oh yeah, it is. I just missed it. Yeah, Hammerot does look bad. Yeah, we're okay against these. We're okay with packs. We're okay with Volcarona. Hey, yo. How often do you see that happen? Have I tried doing a stall stream? No, and I won't. I hate stall. I mean, like, don't like harass stall players or anything, but I don't like playing stall. It just really, really bores me. So, with this in mind, how do we want to handle this? I think we go Fizdef, Pharaoh, Blissey, and then add some speed. Because if we did that, if we went Fizdef, Pharaoh, that would presumably deal with Dragonite. I feel like Ice Beam is looking good on Slowbro based on our threat list. So if we said that wasn't a concern, Goldango no longer is a concern. Kyurem's not a concern anymore. Zard Y is not a concern anymore. Terapagos is not a concern anymore. Basically comes down to these guys. Not really Hammerot anymore, though, because we got a Fizdef Pharaoh. Guys, we need speed in the last slot. Natural speed. Fast Pokemon, you know? Also, guys, like the stream. This viewership is crazy. Let's keep it going. We can kind of get rid of Wellspring, too, if we go Fizdef Pharaoh. It's basically just these guys. And we need speed. Priority would be ideal, but I think we can get away without it. Yes, Scizor might be a problem. For sure. It's possible. But, you know, if you let Zard get super chipped, Scizor gets up multiple SDs, and they keep up hazards, like, you know, everybody loses sometimes. And we have Scald to threaten it as well, so it's not like Scizor is like an unbeatable monster. If you add Coco, you just made a sample team? That's what I was about to add. No way. What are you talking about? That's not a sample team anywhere. I was thinking Electrium Coco looks good. What is this sample team you speak of? That's insane if that's true. Gen 7 sample, and it's but with a Chansey. Okay, one different. Okay, but no, like, jokes aside, let's look at the speed. But I'm thinking we do go Coco. It gives us a Dragon Immune. It's fast. It can run Z well. Yeah, did not intend to build a sample team. That's kind of interesting. I mean, we'll have different sets, but actually, I feel like I've seen the one. Maybe I've subconsciously just recreated a team. No, but I don't even remember what was on the team, so I don't think I could have done this. Well, I guess we've created a sample team. That's kind of boring. I think we're gonna make some changes then. Let's shake it up. Let's shake it up. We'll keep this here in case anyone wants to use this. I'll fill it out just for the sake of anyone that wants to. What I was going to do is teleport, T-Wave, Seismic, Soft-Boiled, Electrium, or excuse me, Electrium Z, you know, T-Bolt, Hidden Power Ice, U-Turn, oh geez, U-Turn Taunt, and this would be Ice Beam, probably Boots on this, and Leftovers on this, Fizz Def Pharaoh, you know, Knock, Leech, SR, Power Whip. This would have been the plan, so whoever wants to play that, and this would be Boots, of course. If anyone wants to play this, there it is. That was the plan, but let's... But yeah, anyway, let's try something else in that case. Something I wanted to give a try was Hatterene. That might be an interesting one. So I was thinking Nuzzle, Future Sight, Draining Kiss, Healing Wish. This is an interesting set. It kind of it doesn't do exactly what Slowbro does, but it kind of does what Slowbro does. I could have sworn I've seen a team, now that I think about it, I could have sworn I've seen a team that looks almost exactly like the Zard one, even if it's no longer a sample, or even if it never was a sample. So I'd like to try something different, and Hatterene was something else that was on my list, so let's try a Hatterene version. And I think this set's pretty cool. Just like full support, I think doesn't get enough love. Have you tried Belly Drum Flame Charge? I have not. I don't think that's a very consistent set. I think it's kind of gimmicky. So I'd like to steer clear of that. Honestly, could we just use this team, but Hatterene over Slowbro? Actually, like, kind of looks okay. Gives us more hazard. Control does a lot of what Slowbro was doing. Kind of takes us in a more offensive direction, though. I also don't want to make a worse team just because it's similar to another team, you know? That's not the play. Hmm. This is tough, yeah. Hatterene does do pretty well in the stall matchup with this set, though. How many teams have I built total? My guess would be around 30,000. And the vast majority suck or aren't even complete teams. So, but yeah, like how many I've actually ever had like in Builder is like probably around 30, 40,000 or so. Probably like 10, 15,000 complete teams. This does appreciate Wish, but I don't think that's the move. Maybe Gambit, some say. I don't know about that. I think if we go with this core, we're tracking to a more offensive team. Because before, now that's not to say offense. It's still going to be balanced. But before we had a pretty fat team, this is looking to be more offensive, which I think is okay. And apparently can Gambit. Yeah, this team does struggle with Gambit. That's very true. That's very true. Maybe the real answer at the end here was Zama. Maybe that's the answer here. Pharaoh Bliss Zama. Let's see how that looks. No, this doesn't really give us a good Z user, though. And I feel like you really want to utilize Z moves. Yeah, Hat is generally a hyper offense Pokemon as well. That is true. Guess we don't need a Z user, but it feels... It's a possibility. Sorry, I know I'm being so silent, but it's like, it's tough when you're in these building cycles. Let's try, because realistically, I feel like with the support Zardex needs, this kind of team, like something that looks like this makes so much sense. We'd probably have to shift to a different source of removal if we wanted to really shake that team up. So maybe we try a bit more offensive and give this a go. I could see this working pretty well. Potentially, yeah, probably with the treads. And then I think we need something flying for this last bit. Perhaps Landorus. No, but we don't have a water answer, so we would need something for water types here. Maybe Slowbro here would be good. I mean, this leaves us very weak to Wellspring is the problem, though, if we did this. So perhaps Pharaoh. No ground immune, I don't think is acceptable given how weak this team is to ground. I guess it could be like a Landorus here. No ice resist is not ideal, though. But I think it can be acceptable in some contexts. Yeah, this team is too weak to Kingambit, so let's focus back on this and try to renovate a little bit and see if we can fix that. Because I think that's a fixable problem. We added Blissey here for like a really nice special wall, but I wonder if there's something better. Something better that we can do. Yeah, we added this super fat Blissey here to just stop Zard Y, which has the kind of like low-key no answers, so it makes sense that we did that. You got base Zard for ground immunity? Not really. Like, you kind of do, but not really. Like, let's be so real. Yeah, with these threats in mind. Ival over Coco could be interesting. I wish I could find a way to fit them both, but that's just not looking feasible at all, is it? You know what could be interesting is a slow king, maybe? How much is slow king taking? Oh my god, it's taking too much. Zard, you are really something. Zama would help, but I just feel like that leaves us with like a team that's like just okay, is the problem. Like this doesn't feel great to me. I feel like it wants just a little bit more offense. Yeah, Lele is definitely not going to help with our woes against Kingambit. definitely will not do it. I guess, yeah, I mean, I guess this does help with the Kingambit problem. We could go Z Zama. It's not a bad set. Let's check what Zamazenta, when it runs Z moves, let's check what it runs. I know I've seen Wild Charge, which is cool. Grassium. Am I looking at the right Pokemon? What? They run Grassium Z? What? Huh? Why? What? Can someone please explain to me why Zamazenta is running Grassium Z at almost 3% usage? Like, did I click on the right Pokemon? Zamazenta. Grassium Z. What? NatDex people. Please explain. What's going on there? I'm so confused. I'm so confused by that. This must be some kind of error. I don't believe it. Mola and Feeney. Okay, Mola and Feeney. They run Z Solar Beam for Mola and Feeney. Okay, well, we live in a world. Oof, wow. I mean, just run Physical Electrium, I would think, but 3%. Wow. There must be just one guy that just plays NatDex all day and is running Grassium Z, Solar Beam, Zamazenta. That's got to be it. Howl, Trailblaze, CC Crunch, apparently. Oh, okay, so it's some cheese set. All right, that makes sense. Howl, Trailblaze, CC Crunch. That makes some sense, yeah. People do like their cheese. Okay, I guess that kind of solves the dilemma there a little bit. Probably we'd go CB Zama on a team like this, I'd be inclined to say. You know, gives us some speed, some immediate power. Does that look good or does that look mid? Is there a Z move that would be better than CB here? Is there something we would like it, Zama, to get past? I think Electrium actually could be cool, because this could potentially cheese Toxapex. So we'll run Wild Charge, Crunch, CC, and Heavy Slam. No, Stone Edge. Or no, Heavy Slam sounds good. Maybe Ice Fang for Garchomp. Fairies, though, looking kind of annoying. Let's go Heavy Slam and we'll see what happens. On this, we'll go... Whoops. We'll go there. We'll go plus Spadaf. Minus, and we'll go minimum speed on that. Well, actually, Mola only hits. Let's add enough speed so that we are just a little slower than Mola, which is 121 if I recall correctly. But let me just double check that. It improves on the Coco version mostly because we don't lose to dark types anymore. No dark resist is pretty unacceptable in a tier with Kingambit. Sure, Sassy, 0. Yeah, okay, 121. So 120 is good on Blissey. Actually, and I think we can achieve that with IVs. So we'll want to go minus attack for better foul play rolls. Okay. All right, let's give it a go. T-Wave because Zardex likes it, basically. That's pretty much it. And we got Toxic on Gliscor, so, you know, doubling up on Toxic, probably not going to be great. Not going to help us out that much. So this team might be solid, might be terrible. Let's find out, I guess. Yeah, it seems good to me. Let's find out. Whoops. Spoiler alert, Toxicroak coming soon in OU. Get hyped. Coco is not really a Dark Resist. It's technically a Dark Resist, but is it really? Let's lead Slowbro. Oh, we're Oblivious. Are we Hypercutter as well? We're Poison Heal at least, but we are Oblivious. It's okay. We didn't need Slowbro this game anyway. There's just a Toxapex, Garchomp, and Landorus. We didn't need Slowbro. We didn't need Slowbro. That's not a good start, is it? Let's Scald. Let's go for it. We're Oblivious anyway. We're not going to be doing much this game. Okay, cool. Let's go Blissey, right? I mean, this seems like pretty much what it's here for. Maybe a little too much. I almost wonder if I want to go Gliscor. Let's go Blissey. If we get Mawile, we get Mawile. We get Mawile immediately. Okay. How much is Mega Mawile doing? I mean, it's not killing, so like we could honestly just hit it with that fat T-Wave. Let's go Pharaoh, though. It's going to stay in base form. Really interesting move there. Let's go for Rocks. Let's get him up. If you have Fire Fang, you have Fire Fang. That's life. I don't think most run it. Actually, let's check usage stats on that. Fire Fang. Yeah. Fire Fang is on about 20%. Yeah, let's go for it. You don't have it. Awesome. Gliscor. Got to be Gliscor here. Toxic EQ actually looks pretty nice against the whole team. Okay, that did a chunk. Let's protect here for sure. We want to scout for HP Ice. Let's check that Hurricane damage. That looks... Okay, no, that's not offensive. Yeah, okay, that's... Yeah. Okay, fine. Let's check... What did we hit it with? We hit it with the Scald, right? Let's check that damage. That did 2 Goldengo. That indicates no bulk on this. I'm okay with Blissey getting tricked. Okay, interesting. Let's just pour it on this. Okay, rocks go up, fine. And let's Ice Beam. Yeah, I figured it would try to SD, get greedy like that. Nice. We actually, I think we just let Slowbro go here. We're going to get Z'd, that's fine. Yeah, honestly, I think that's the best we could have hoped for. Let's crunch and kill this thing. Hopefully Pex will come in and we can cheese that. That'd be great. Ooh, we get the defense drop. Let's freaking do it. Oh, they switched. Probably, honestly, probably because of the defense drop, which is kind of sad. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? We can go Gliscor here. Okay, cool. I'm going to Toxic this. I know you can't touch me. Great. Toxic. We love that. Mawile coming in for the double Intimidate. Fine. Let's go Pharaoh. Okay, SD. Obviously not great. Knockoff is doing a lot, but let's Leech. Okay. So this Mawile is definitely going to click Knockoff here. So I think we can just go Zama on this. Like, I can't imagine you don't click Knockoff here. So let's just go Zama. Oh, you play Roughed. Okay, honestly, you know what? Good stuff. Gotta respect that. Let's go into this and immediately Blitz. Yeah, let's do it. I'm calling it. If we get it wrong, we lose immediately. But that's how I bowl. Okay, cool. Gliscor time. Let's defog. Actually, nah, let's EQ here. Also, we are very close to a viewership record. Shame it's while we're getting cooked, but please like the stream still. Okay, let's defog here. We're going to EQ this every single time. Yeah, we're going to go hard Pharaoh here. We go Gliscor every time on this, I think. Okay, yeah, U-turn, fine. I'm going to... this is so tough. I'm going to go say they're going to rock, and I'm going to go hard EQ. Even better. Swords Dance there was an incredibly greedy and not a good call, but I'm super glad that my opponent did it. Let's protect. This thing has been playing like it's Scarf all game. Uh-huh. I'm going Zard X. I'm feeling like I'm in a strong enough position now that I don't have to make reads. I think my opponent kind of tossed this one. We went from a desperate spot to looking really, really good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's just throw off an EQ. Oh, this Lando's slow. Okay. Yeah, we can, what do we want to do here? Throw off a defog, I guess. Let's just PP stall. I'm more than happy to play this game. That's not true. I'm not that happy to PP stall, but let's go Pharaoh here. Get up rocks. I'm tired of this. What? Why'd you do that? Okay, well, whatever. Let's go Gliscor here. That was kind of an insane play. Like if I just clicked Toxic there, I was in a great spot, but good on my opponent, I suppose. Let's go Pharaoh this time. You surely switch out now. Wow. Okay, you know what? I'm getting gamed on right now. I was trying to speed this game up, but my opponent's like, no, I'm going to just stay in. Let's Toxic now. Poisoning this thing is huge. Awesome, we got it. We can still get it in on the Pharaoh. Let's protect here. Landorus is slowly dying, but dying it is. Okay, we get confused there, which is actually good for PP. Let's go Blissey. Good Volt switch. Holy crap. How did you, like, do that? Oh my god. Yeah, we're kind of getting gamed on a little bit. Yeah, I shouldn't have gone into Pharaoh recklessly, but honestly, I just didn't want this to take like a million years. Do we outspeed? We don't. It's definitely just going to play rough here. We could go for it and just seismic toss. Let's just do it. Okay, we got the roll. Good. Or potentially got the roll. That did not much, actually. That left us pretty healthy. I feel like that was a weird Mawile set. Maybe Jolly or something. Yeah, he's not sniping, or they're not sniping. There's no way. Let's go Zard, because if it make it rains, we'll survive. Oh, never mind. We won't survive, actually. That's not good. Yeah, we should not have sacked Zard there. Okay, let's go Pharaoh. And Lando. Gliscor, excuse me. Let's text. Should have gone for the double tech there. Let's go Pharaoh every time on this. Okay, we got burned. Did you guys see that? We got burned there. That was super irritating, but at least we get Blissey back. But we're going to get probably tricked by gold, which is annoying, but that's fine. What do we want to get tricked? Gotta be Blissey, right? Yeah, let's soft-boiled again. This is such an irritating game. I think just for the sake of time, I want to forfeit. Like, I don't know if we win, but I don't want to play this out. I think that's wasting everybody's time. So we're just going to get out of this one. That game is a complete waste of time. As I said, if I'd preserving Pharaoh, playing super slowly would have been the right way to play that game, but we don't have a ton of time. I want to actually test this team. And yeah, no, guys, like I knew how to play that properly, but I don't want to spend the rest of the stream switching out against a Landorus. But yeah, obviously the correct way to play there would be, never risking Pharaoh, not making any switches, just playing super passively against the Landorus, slowly protect stalling, defog. It basically, that would have taken the rest of the stream. And I just didn't want to do that. Yeah. Okay. So let's try it again. But yeah, no, that happens sometimes. I don't regret making reckless plays. I'm shocked. My opponent was just like, heck yeah, we're gonna let Zapdos get poisoned for some reason. It was weird. But yeah. But no, I knew the bad play, or the quote bad play, when I made it. I realized that it was not good. I'm impatient, and I did not want to spend the rest of the stream PP stalling. And our opponent called that out. Good on him. They played well. But yeah, no regrets. Let's heavy slam right away. Lando comes in. Fine, we go Gliscor on this. That puts us in a great position to click Toxic. Pink Across's problem is he keeps assuming his opponent will have the same mindset as him. No, I'm aware people have different ways. I don't know how many times I need to tell you guys. How did I get that Deoxys avatar? What are you talking about? I don't know what they're talking about. No, I'm fully aware that those were not good plays. I was simply trying to speed up the game in a risky fashion. It did not pan out. I also do not regret it, because that was really boring. Okay, Iron Moth. Okay, I'm not loving all the boosts. Does Zard kill in one hit? No, we need to size once. Okay, so far everything is hit and everything has gotten a boost. Okay, finally. Let's fish for paras and then pour it out of here. Okay, let's just pour it. Let's just hope. Awesome. Great timing. Can't really complain about that one. Mega Evo D-Claw. Why is he not accepting losing a match? I accept losing match all the time. You look at like other streams, like, I mean, just the last one, I was playing terrible all the time. I'd be like, yeah, wow, that sucked. That was not good. But this one, as for why I'm not, quote, accepting, because as I said, I was fully aware that it was not a good play and just didn't want to burn a bunch of time. I think we lose to Poltegeist. I don't really see an answer. So I think that's curtains. Maybe Pharaoh can live one. I think we're okay with letting Zard go. So I'll go for that in case of like a strength sap. Oh, it's this. They're talking about that Deoxys avatar. Okay, we do die. GG. Well, I mean, do we have anything? Yeah, no, that's GG. Actually, no, that's not true. We can wait, NVM. There is hope. We can fish for para. Forgot about that. So we'll port here. Okay, we didn't really need that one, but I guess it doesn't hurt. So we need para anyway. What puts us in the best position if we get a para? Zama. Let's go for that. Okay, there's one that we didn't get. That's fine. Let's go Slowbro next. I think we actually need a future sight here. We need several. Okay, at this point, we definitely lose either way. GG. All right, this team's just not doing that well. Thank you, something rather. Appreciate it. Let's go with a more offensive team now, because this is just not really panning out. Yeah, we just do not have anything for Poltergeist, do we? Yeah, priority might be necessary indeed. Okay. Let's go with the more offensive team. Let's get the music going again. Yeah, let's try to make this. I don't think it's the team. It was definitely the team's fault. No, the team is absolutely to blame for those last game. Last game was my fault. I mean, as you quote, my fault. Like, team definitely could have won that, but it would have taken a while. That previous game we played, though, no. Like, we have really not much of an answer at all to... I guess I could have kept Gliscor at max health, but it would have been really tough to do in that matchup, because I would have had to leave rocks up, not defog, which would have been bad, so... Yeah, and then it would have probably it might have gotten still a lot of kills, even if I kept Gliscor at max to poison it. I don't really just want to slap Zard on Coco Lucha, though. I feel like that's just kind of like pretty dumb and easy. Let's try a more offensive style. Let's do it. Anyway, though, I'm not going to just slap it on Coco Lucha, but we will try a more offensive kind of team, which I think could be pretty cool here. So we'll go with something. We'll go with Eject Hat. Hatterene, Eject Button Hatterene, I've used it before in NatDex. It's pretty good. Definitely does fit on more offensive teams, but it's pretty good. Yeah, and Gliscor is good, but I think you really need it to be semi-stall, like Zardex semi-stall, and I don't know if that works that well in the current metagame. You should have prob got rocks up. See, it's easy to say get rocks up before Poltergeist comes in. Harder to actually, do that and get in the Pokemon that can make that happen. But actually, hold on, did I throw? I can't remember the game. Yeah, I can't remember. No, I haven't played Radical Red. Okay, let me focus up here and try to come up with a half decent team that we can test. Eject Hat. What is going to appreciate those hats? Let's put on the Wellspring you guys have been wanting. I think that could be pretty cool here. Superpower, Power Whip. Like classic, it hates hazards, it likes Hatterene. Let's go with the Great Tusk. We could go Booster Speed, could just go Boots. I could see both working. We definitely do still need some speed. We need a good Fairy Resist. Scizor, I don't think I mean, we could run regular Scizor, which I'm sure is not a bad Pokemon. I don't know though. Feels like it loses a lot to a lot of the same stuff as Zardex. I guess Ogerpon does chip it, but I don't know how good Scizor really, base form Scizor is in NatDex. Like 1.7%, not terrible, honestly, but I just don't know. Scizor does respond to Diancie well, that's true. It is reliable priority. Hates Lele. But the problem is Scizor's just not a real fairy resist. Like a lot of the fairy types kind of destroy Scizor, which is part of the struggle here. Yeah, we definitely do need a real fairy resist though. Poison maybe. Glowking perhaps could be in order. I think we already struggle with ghosts a bit though. Maybe Iron Moth plus Coco could be cool here. I could see that being good. Yeah, that could be cool. That gives us, I think that gives us all the resists we need. It doesn't give us a ghost resist, but that might just be a pill we have to swallow. What else? Kingambit obviously is always an option. It does like Zardex softening up the opponents on the physical side. It does like Ogerpon as well. Kind of continues the struggle train against Lele, which I don't so much like though. Yeah, I don't think Heatran's the move here. Let's try Coco Moth. Eject. Yeah, this is going to be... We're going to just lose them on if we see a Ghostium Gold, but I think that might just be where we're at. We might just have to be okay with that. And I actually feel like I kind of want to go Booster Energy on this so it can kind of maintain it even after. But let's go Sludge Wave, probably Discharge, and maybe U-Turn could be actually good last. Teching T-Spikes doesn't sound too bad either. E-Ball makes sense also. It's Tinglu. Dazzling Gleam also is an option. Let's go Energy Ball. Let's just go full coverage. And let's go with Speed Booster. I think that's what we want here because we have two already pretty solid breakers in Zard. I don't love this team, but I would like to get some games in with something that doesn't suck before we end. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, balance is just tough to make work in NatDex. It's not impossible, but within a 2-hour time frame, it's, you know, odds aren't so good. Do we go Booster Speed Tusk? I'm going to say no. Let's keep this as is for now, but we might change it later. Iron Moth. We'll go Max Fizz Def on this. I think that's good. For the sake of the stall matchup, I still think we pack Future Sight though. Future Sight, Nuzzle, Healing Wish, Draining Kiss is my personal favorite set on these. Oh, why am I going minimum speed? I don't know what I'm doing there. Okay. And let me try to... I'm going to drown out chat a little bit and try to play... try to just focus on the game for these next couple ones so we can see if we can get a half-decent win in there. HF. Okay. Zardex looks pretty good on the breaking side here. Our opponent is scared of us, which is good. That is a good start. No spin blocker is nice as well. I think I want to start with Ogre Pawn. Actually. Okay, we're facing 1700, so fairly competent. Our losses and decay and I think a fairly poor performance last stream has brought us to very low elo, but we can recover it some other time. So, okay, let's it's tough what we want to start with. We weirdly don't have a great lead into Landorus, which kind of sucks. Yeah, we kind of do lose to Poltegeist again, don't we? I mean, we have Taunt on Coco. So we have rocks, but like, yeah, we kind of do lose if we see a Poltegeist, don't we? Does Iron Moth outspeed? I don't think it does. I Val outspeeds, but... Yeah, why is Poltegeist like haunting our dreams? But anyway, let's lock in this game and play well and think. Let's lead Ogre Pawn. Actually, though, I'm feeling like they're going to just lead Shifu. Let's lead Coco in that case. But yeah, I feel like Poltegeist, there's just so much cheese on the NatDex ladder. You've got to run priority. So let's maybe adjust this. And let's try to go with a King Gambit version. Okay, that's an okay start. We can just U-turn on this, get in our Tusk, get up rocks. That looks pretty good. No ground immunity, true, but there's a resist. And it's a more offensive team, so it's not as important as when we had a bulky team. Okay, good U-turn. No Mega. Interesting. Let's go Tusk. Okay, we rapid spin immediately. We never ever let hazards stay up when we have a Zard. That is very important, and we don't get RNG'd, which is awesome. Probably just gonna go for a Hurricane. So let's go into Coco here. Okay, Volt Switch. Lele's going to come in. Probably choiced. Let's go into Hatterene here. Seems good a time as any to burn this eject. No Psychic immunity is terrible. Yeah, we need a King Gambit here for sure, and Fairy Resist last. Volcarona, screw it. Volcarona's always the hero. Bug Buzz. We could run Buginium Z. That's always fun. Or how much is Lele? 317, right? 317, yep. Moonblast comes out, which makes a lot of sense, honestly. Okay, and here we can go for we can go for an E-Ball. Let's chip the T-Tar down. I think that's fine. We're looking really nice for a potential end game. And I don't think you stay in here with this Lele if it's not choice. If it's not choiced, you went into a Coco and it's not choice Lele, and then you stay in here and you click Psyshock. I mean, good on you. You got me. Everybody loses sometimes. But that'd be a wild play. But if they do it, they do it. I'm clicking E-Ball though. Okay, good E-Ball. Okay, we actually kill here. That's awesome. Let's do it again, yeah. That's awesome. I'm surprised that oh, it's Megatar. No. Because they didn't. Yeah, I guess I should have known. Yeah, but it's weird that they didn't Mega Evolve it earlier. I guess they were just worried about that. Yeah, that's a shame. Iron Moth was really good here. I should have gone Tusk. I think that's just my OU brain there. But we are in a decent spot still. Let's not fall to pieces. We can pick up the parts and keep going. We do lose to Lele now, so we're probably cooked, but maybe not. Zard can come in on Lele Moonblast, I believe. Yeah, we can come in on Lele Moonblast, so at least we've got that on our side. But we can set up rocks here, which is really good. Someone asking if I'm a boy or a girl. I am male. Okay, we'll go for an Ice Spinner there. It's a defog, and we're just going to get those rocks right up again. Yeah, 2 Stealth Rock Weakmons, but a Hatterene and a Tusk. This is kind of the point, you know? Okay, this will go Shaka, I think is good on this. SD, knockoff, Ironhead. Sucker will go Bulky Sucker. Seems good. Sure. We'll go 16 for some potential ties with other Gambit, but that seems solid. Okay, great. We get up rocks. This is going okay. Let's bring in Zard here. I feel like you might as well. If there was ever a time to go Zard, this feels like it. Someone says you wouldn't kill it. No, Calc did not troll me. You definitely would have killed it. It took 35 in sand, 40. Yeah, we definitely would have killed it. Okay. So we give up our 1 Moonblast resist if we Mega this thing. That's kind of the problem. Is killing this thing worth it? I think we just roost here. Whoops, not Mega Y. If we Mega, we can probably kill here. But let's see, how much did that Tusk Ice Spinner do? We did how much? 59. Oof. So this is like a max defense Landorus. So Zardax, Flare Blitz, not even killing here. Wow. I guess we can go Ogre on the defog. Let's do that. Oh, you U-turn. Okay. I thought they'd be desperate to defog, but good on them. That was a good play. Urshi, I'm surprised to see, because Urshi allows me to go into Zard on the U-turn or the CC. I think Lele would have been a better play, and now I can Mega Evo and kill with Blitz. I believe. Yeah, we do kill. Even a super fat Lando is dying here. Okay, now we are in serious trouble against Lele, though. Like, we have to... Because, actually, Zard, I think, takes a Moonblast. But that is literally all we have. Everything else on our team dies to Moonblast, because we got our Iron Moth cooked. Bad T-Tar play, though. Guys, keep your sacks. Sacks can be valuable later in the game. Let's go Hatterene on this. Oh, we could Healing Wish, potentially. Okay, this is kind of a good situation for us. I think we Healing Wish up Ogerpon. Yeah, because Ogerpon, I believe, can take any hit from Lele, which makes it super important in this endgame. Yeah, huge, huge, huge. Okay, we Ivy Cudgel here. Actually, no. Zapdos, how much is Zapdos taking? I think we have to make a play and superpower the cart. Okay, we just got Psychicked and we died, and it is not the Lele we thought, and we now do lose to Urshifu. You know what? I don't regret it. I think we made the plays we had to make after Iron Moth died, which was a pretty big mistake on my part, I must admit. But after Iron Moth died, we totally lost. So I think that's a wrap. I'll keep playing it out, but I feel like this team is going to be more successful for us. The lack of speed is not great, but at least we have some priority. Yeah, that lack of speed is really not good. So let's go Booster Tusk on this one. That gives us some natural speed, which is nice. Okay, we Z. I think we'll kill this. Maybe AV Lele, but we should get the kill there. This thing does always kill with surging strikes. Yeah, we have no option but to let it go down. Zard X, I think, can maybe live. Yeah, live and kill with a critical hit. Thank you very much for the $50 donation, something or other. That is incredible. We don't get the crit. That's over. GG. Okay. Yeah, let's try... Yeah, we're 0-3. This is not good. But yeah. Thank you very much, something or other. That's incredible. Okay, now we've got a real team. Let's see if we can make this work. It's been tough, guys. This has been tough. Let's lead Ogerpon. And I guess we'll switch hat. Isn't this team super ground weak? Kind of, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm just trying to throw a team together so we can get in some games, truthfully. The Zard Y, the mission has failed, basically. So this, I don't think, kills, even with an overheat. A Mind Blown, like a Scarf Modest Mind Blown would do it, but you can't live in fear. You just can't. Let's go hat on this. Okay, fair enough. Let's go Zard to scout. I'm expecting a fire move. Okay, we did not get a fire move. We got not that. So, okay. Let's go Gambit now. I don't think you switch it up with a fire move here. Well, you really might, though. Let's hope. Yep, they clicked the fire move. Okay, fair enough. Can Gambit lost? That's not good. Okay, we Ivy Cudgel, not Choice Scarf. That's good. Yeah, guy thought he was booster speed, evidently. I hate that we're at the point that we're losing to people that don't know their beast boost. Oh, this person's actually 1700s, though. I guess they just messed up the EVs. Yeah, they thought they outsped for some reason. You can live in a YouTube stream, but you can't subscribe to a house. Aristotle. Truly an inspirational quote. We're probably about to lose to Dragonite. Yeah, I think we're probably going to lose to Dragonite. Is there any way out of this? Let's go Hatterene here. We're going to force the... If it has Fly, we just lose anyway. Can we live any hit with anything? Can Tusk live a... I think we have to go Tusk, bait the Z. So let's go Tusk, let's sack Zard, and then we'll go back into Tusk. If they have Fly, it's already over, because they click that and win. Okay, wow, alright, so hopefully they don't have anything to hit Tusk. If they do, I mean, good read. Let's sack... you gotta have Z on D-Knight. I'm gonna call it. Surely Ice Extreme Speed is not your best way to hit a Great Tusk. I just don't believe it for 1 minute. We can maybe sack Ogerpon and she's... Okay, I guess you just genuinely do not have anything. These are just some of the kind of the Z move guesses, you know? I don't regret the plays I made, but obviously they were not good in retrospect, but you had no way of knowing. Z D-Knight, super, super common. So yeah, let's get up rocks here. Okay, Surf. That actually gives me hope. There's a chance now, because Volcarona can do this. Okay, I think we Savage Spin out here. Because Tusk... Offensive Tusk has a chance to die. I think those are the best odds we're going to get. So let's go for the Savage Spin out. And we have to go for, yeah. I'm clicking Bug Buzz immediately. You switch into H-Rod here. We have to. I don't think you ever just let me get up a Fiery Dance boost. I don't think you ever make that play. Yep, okay, good. Someone says I'm switching too much. I mean, sure, but like, you got to make plays. This team is not good, so we've got to make wild plays for a chance at winning. They're saying GG. I'm pretty sure their Tusk can live a hit. Like, your Tusk probably lives a hit. Not, why are you going Goldengo first? This person is making very questionable decisions. Like, this Tusk has a good chance to live here. Okay, they die. Awesome. We're fantastic. Oh my god. Holy. Something or other. Oh my. I don't know what to say. I truly don't know what to say. That's incredible. Yeah. That is, wow. Well, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. I don't even know, I don't know what to say. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. I think my mistake was trying to just make Zardex work on balance. Yeah, are you sure you're okay? Like, where did you get this? I think he told you were some, like, big shot with a job that doesn't have any kids. But, like, holy, like, you know, make sure to... I'm a little worried about you there, man. You know, keep some money to yourself. That stuff's important. Wow. I don't know what to say. That's crazy. Thank you so much. Wow. Yeah, I might have to marry him now. I'm going to lead Ogerpon, and okay, we're going to get you turned on here for sure, aren't we? Yeah, it's got to be U-turn. That being said, I feel like I still just Power Whip. That's just it's going to hit everything super hard. Oh no, it's Sap Sipper Azu? Dude, what? Oh, why is it Sap Sipper Azu? Oh my god. I guess I probably should have known, because it's one of these teams, isn't it? Okay. Wow, I mean, all right, we're gonna get pushed out here anyway. Let's go Tusk. We'll live a hit here. We can get up rocks. I don't want to let go of Hatterene's eject button quite yet. That's insane. Yeah, wow. Those donations are insane. And he has officially reached the oh my god. I don't even know what to say about that. Yeah, we lose to Ogerpon with this team, by the way, too, which is cool. Let's go Gambit. If it has superpower, I mean, realistically, what do we do? I mean, I guess we can go Hatterene here and Scout. No, but honestly, we can't afford that. We go Hatterene and this thing clicks Ivy Cudgel. I think we're kind of cooked. Yeah, because we don't have resources. Yeah, we're just gonna have to knock off. Okay, I'm glad I stayed in, because as I stand by the claim that we could not afford this. Let's sucker here and hope it stays in. I've got to make reads every turn if I have even a chance. Swampert's gonna come in. We immediately go Hatterene on this. We cannot let rocks go up under any circumstances. Okay, flip turns out. Let's Ivy Cudgel this time. Yeah, let's Ivy Cudgel. If they get rocks up, they get rocks up. It's terrible and we automatically lose, but I'm gonna say you probably go Azu here. Okay, good Cudgel. I'm gonna Power Whip here. If you go Azu, you go Azu. Good on you if you do it. Okay, got the read correct. We have to get every single read correct to win this game. And so far, we're somehow pulling it off. Yeah, that on the U-turn. I guess I'm trying to think if there was a better play there. Maybe. I'm gonna go Ogerpon. I think you click a water move here. We did not. We got CC'd. I think we probably lose to Scuda now. Can we? I'm trying to think if there's any way out of this. We needed to constantly get every read correct to win. Can we kill Urshifu? Oh, but we don't have the EVs for it. I guess I should just run a faster Volk, shouldn't I? Yeah, this set's probably not good. Yeah, if we outsped Shifu, we'd be in a better spot here, but okay. What can we do about this? Okay, I think I see the vision. We go into this, we click knock here. If we get red, we get red. But I think this is the only way out. We gotta knock the Shifu, and then we can win with an SD. Okay, let's Iron Head here. I'm pretty sure, based on that damage, because it's Sap Sipper, so I don't think this Azu can kill us here. Okay. Pert comes in. We have no answer for a Pert here. Do we sucker or do we save Gambit? I mean, I don't see a world in which we don't lose to Shifu at the end of the day is the problem. Can Hatterene survive a hit from Pert here? I don't think it can. It's not surviving any, like, a water attack. Apparently set aside $500 for the Zard stream, was going to donate every time Zard gets a kill, but it just didn't get any. That's so sad. Oh my god. Okay. Holy crap. What can we do? Like, well, actually, what can we do? Can Gambit live a Surging Strikes out of rain? It can. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to sack Gambit. We're going to sack this here. We're going to go Zard X. We're going to SD Mega. Because Zard X, I think, will live. Yeah, Zard X will live a liquidation here. Okay, good. And we can Dragon Claw here. Guaranteed get a kill. I don't think there's any world in which we win this, honestly. I don't think it's possible. Because we know this is Scarf. So, like... maybe SD here? Into, like, insane critical hits? Let's knock and hope they stay in. Okay, now I think we... like, maybe have a chance, because we can roost on this, and it'll, like, maybe click U-turn for some reason. That's maybe the angle. Please click Aqua Jet here and don't kill. That's what we want to happen. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there was... I don't regret my play, but we had no way of winning there. GG. Okay, let's... yeah, I think probably Zard X HO is just the right way to go. Because that was not a good performance. Let's do this. Let's do this. Wellspring, Coco, Hawlucha, Light Screen, King Gambit, Volcarona. This, and we'll go Adamant. Let's go Adamant. Full Greedy. SD, Ivy Cudgel, Superpower, Power Whip. Yeah, this has been kind of a disappointing stream. I feel like I've built nothing but terrible teams. Like, every game I've been having to play so desperate just to, like, function. It's been bad. HDB on this, of course. Fiery Dance, Bug Buzz. Sure, we'll go with that. I don't know if those are the right EVs, but we're just going to roll with this. We'll go Shucka still. This team's pretty weak to ground. SD Knock, Iron Head Sucker. Or why Whip? Just power. Pex. Beats Toxapex, really. SD. Like 280. I don't know. We'll go with that. I don't really know. Let's just run a game with HO. Never a bad way to end a stream. Just like slapping HO on and saying, let's see what happens. I mean, we're still in trouble with a lot of Pokemon, but let's just give this a try. I feel like probably Hyper Offense is the way to use Zard. Let's lead Coco. Let's lead Coco. Screen probably as Treads comes in, and then we can go into like something. Maybe we Outrage on this could be cool too. Might be worth considering. You lead with Treads. Freaking like... I mean, actually, we probably get smoked by that. Let's go hard into Zard, because I feel like you click rocks here. Yeah, okay, good. Okay, Mega Zard Declaw here will do it. So let's just do that. Cool. Good stuff. Zard paying the bills, finally. I feel like you U-turn here into Pert, so let's do this. Heck yeah, you U-turned. You don't outspeed me. Okay, you come on. We would have actually swept the team there if we didn't get staticked. Zardex would have gotten a sweep. Oh, but it was not to be. That's tragic, man. Oh, it only had liquidation. Zard gets another kill. Heck yeah, look at Zard. Ashgren is not a thing, but Battle Bond is. Let's go into Ogerpon here. Awesome. Let's Power Whip. Actually, no. We don't need to risk misses. Let's Superpower. Well, no. Let's Power Whip. Because Pelly probably going to just switch in here. Treads. Okay, we missed that. Let's just Cudgel. No, good. Coco can come in here. Let's Light Screen. Yeah, not using DD probably was the issue here in hindsight. Okay, there we go. Sack that. And let's just go into Volcarona and do Volcarona things now. Seems like a good way to end it. Okay, I think Bug Buzz will kill here. Yep. Yeah, that won't do nearly enough. GG. Okay, we beat like a 1500s player, but, you know. Let's run it again. Zardax HO. I've finally seen the light, and now I'm using DD. Let's lead Coco again. Or do we honestly just lead immediate Zard? Let's lead Coco. Well, this is not good. My Coco keeps getting fried on lead. I don't know why I keep leading with the thing. You'd think I'd have learned my lesson. Let's go Gambit. Okay, immediately we get Fiery Dance boosted. Awesome. Let's Sucker. And then we can go Lucha. That's not ideal, obviously. Okay, let's go Lucha here. We could SD. I think we just Acro immediately. Okay, that honestly could have gone worse. Crisis, for the most part, averted. Moth dead, which is pretty good. Let's just Acro this. We probably get Flyinium Zed, but that's honestly not terrible for us. Because, you know, D-Knight Sash broken. Lucha putting in good work. Happy to see that. I think we can go just into Zard here. And I actually think we can DD. No, but it might have... Nobody runs Fly... How much is Extreme Speed doing? I think we can DD here. Yeah, let's DD. Let's Mega Evo Declaw here. Okay, we don't even get E-Speeded. Okay, cool. We're certainly happy with that. We can Flare Blitz. We probably don't kill, but that's still our play. Or do we go Ogre Pawn? It might just CC is the problem. I think we can probably win with Volk, so let's just Blitz. Okay, unfortunate that we don't get the kill, but I guess you can't really complain, can you? Coco. Can Coco take a Headlong Rush here after a Reflect? It can. Let's go into this then and Reflect. Okay, it died. That's not good. We should still be able to win with Volcarona. We can go for a Fiery Dance here. It's a super shame it died, but yeah, that was like a super high roll from Tusk. Because we should be able to QD here. Okay, that did a ton. That makes me think that is Specs damage. That is Specs damage indeed. Okay. Let's Fiery Dance, hopefully get a boost. No, we died to, I think we died to Scizor now, unfortunately. We can maybe win with SD Ogerpon, though. That might be our saving grace. Depends on the Scizor's set. Well, I think we do just sack here. Yeah, let's, we can SD here. I don't think we win. Okay, that's honestly a good sign. CC is what we want to see there. Okay, and it killed, it did sack itself, which is good. It's booster special attack. Do we win? Oh my gosh, we got another one. Okay, let's try one more. Let's settle the score here. Why do we keep facing mono water teams? Just let me use my Zardax, bro. Well, this one doesn't have any sap sipper nonsense, so that's good at least. Let's lead Ogerpon again. I think that's works pretty well. Let's Power Whip, try to get some damage off. Okay, good. Okay, honestly, I'll take that. Eject Pack, or Eject Button, excuse me, is interesting. This is going to be clicking here a ground move, I expect. We can go Coco, and then we can Encore. Okay, P-Jab is wild. I have not seen that one before. That is new. Hopefully it's not Rocks as well. P-Jab is super weird. I don't really know what to say about that. We can go Gambit here. If this team is no Rocks, that's fantastic news. I think I'm okay to click Knockoff here. Actually, No, we want the chip. We should sucker. Is it better to sack anything? No, I think King Gambit is the worst here. Let's sucker. And it's going to U-turn. Okay, so we live another day. Awesome. No complaints there, obviously. Let's sucker again. Okay. Sub. Okay, I think we just still sucker. It's going to be like a nasty plot type situation. I feel like Lucha can win this game. Yeah, I feel like Lucha can absolutely win this game. Let's start with Ogrepon here. Okay, Empoleon down. Pelipper comes in. We can Power Whip again. This is so far going okay. Okay, Wash Tom dies. Still, this is, you know, all seems to be going according to plan. Can we mess around with Zard switches? Is that a good idea? I really want to bait it into clicking EQ. Maybe the plan is just sacking Coco, Lucha, SD. Because we're not dying to that plus Aqua Jet. Can we kill Megapert with +2 Acro, though? We cannot. That's the important thing here. I think we sack Volcarona. I don't think that's a helpful Pokemon at this stage. I wish we'd gone Coco there. We could have done the thing, but... Okay, let's let it go. Let's go into this. And I think we Mega Evo... Or let's go Ogrepon. I think that's the play. Okay, Kingdra. All right, surprised to see that, but fair enough. Let's go Zard X. I think we're okay with whatever this wants to throw at us. Okay, that's not ideal. Do we live after a Mega into X? Maybe. Let's go for it in Dragon Claw. We do not. Okay, that's not good. Yeah. I think we might have to bank on a Cane miss. I think that's where we're at. Because Lucha's probably dying. It's actually probably not, but there's likely Jet. We might have to just hope it's like non-Jet. Okay, just clicked Hurricane. Makes sense. Yeah, I feel like maybe this was misplayed. Maybe I got too greedy trying to set Lucha up. Okay, really weird play at the end there. Let's reflect here. I don't know what my opponent just did. I don't know what they're thinking. I said, you've been losing a lot lately. Is everything okay? Yeah, everything's fine. Oh, no. Oh, that doesn't... Oh, it gets rid of terrain. Oh, we're totally cooked. I forgot they ran Ice Spinner. Okay, well, you know what they say. You win some, you lose most, right? GG. Unfortunate. We did our best. Zard at least got some games. Yeah, no, the reason I've been losing a lot lately is because I've been making bad teams lately. Like, not that long ago, like I think like a little over a month ago, made a Aerodactyl team that was good, got to rank 1, you know? But yeah, sometimes you just make a lot of bad teams. Most of the teams I make are bad, especially in 2 hours. So... yeah, I guess I should have tried to get in Lucha earlier that game and just hoped it wasn't Jet Shifu. Probably played thought I was in a better position than I was. But yeah, wow. Thank you, something or other, for the incredible donation. I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything like that, ever. That's incredible. But yeah, let's take a poll. So obviously, Zardex balance just not cutting it. Not strong enough of a breaker. Doesn't break fast enough. Weak to hazards. Not fast enough. Weak to too much. Easy revenge kill. Did not really impress me. Zardex part 2 with HO. Let's see what the people say about that. Yeah, totally forgot about Ice Spinner. NatDex often surprises me because I'm not used to many of the Pokemon. It is tough to get used to metas only playing it 2 hours a week. Okay, looks like there is support, so we'll do a Zardex hyper offense at some point, and try to make that work. But yeah, guys, I fully acknowledge and understand these streams. You know, teams have not been going. This one was fun. The Dondozo was good, but yeah, I haven't had much time to play lately. Haven't had much time to practice. This summer internship is honestly swallowing up all of my time between that and videos. Streams are pretty much the only time I play a week, and I'm usually exhausted during them. Not as an excuse, of course. Opponents that beat me did great. A lot of good playing we've seen. I've definitely made some questionable plays in recent streams, and the teams have not been great. The teams not being great is just par for the course. Trying to build teams in a couple hours usually does not go well. And that's been the case forever. People on these streams have been thinking I'm washed forever. That's just kind of how, you know, it is. Especially when you're building around ideas that aren't really top meta picks. Usually most streams are going to go badly. Some of them don't. Sometimes we have something like the Mega Altaria stream, the first Mega Beedrill stream, and they go really well. And most times it's more like the Levani or the Zerk stream and stuff like that. And then other times it's like the Mega Arrow stream. So, you know, yeah, I'll keep doing my best. But yeah, I definitely don't have a whole lot of time to play these days. This Saturday is not going to be a regular stream. It's going to be a stream with Jimothy. It is the tournament stream. We're going to be co-commentating Jim's ADV style Pinkator. So that'll be really fun. And I'm looking forward to that. But still, thank you so guys for attending. Thank you so much, something or other, for that. It was incredible. And guys, as I said, I'm aware my battling performance in streams lately has not been great, not the top level play that you'd expect. And yeah, I will hopefully soon make more time to practice, and I'll try to focus on chat a bit less in future streams, and maybe just to get a bit more into the meta, because the other thing is, it is also hard to play well with bad teams, right? That is definitely a thing. You kind of have to make a lot of reads with these teams, and definitely a lot of impatience on my part as well. So I'll try to deliver some better example playing in future streams. And I'll try to put up some of my stronger ideas for the upcoming streams, and we'll try to build something that's more likely to work, so we can get some better games and recover our ELO a bit, and be able to focus a little bit more on the battles and less on how we can salvage the unusable team. But guys, thank you so much for attending. Really appreciate it, as always. And tune in on Saturday. Because Jimothy Cool and I will be co-hosting, co-commentating, and I guess hosting the ADV style in Gen 9 Pinkator with Jimothy Cool. So thank you guys, and let's end this in 3, 2, 1.